They smile, they laugh, they say they're fine. But deep down, something feels off. You're not sure when it started, but suddenly, your confident teen seems anxious, distant, or overwhelmed. Anxiety in teens doesn't always look like panic attacks. Sometimes, it hides behind perfect grades, or sarcasm, or silence. In this video, we'll uncover what every parent should truly understand about teen anxiety before it spirals. Stay with me to the end, because I'll share a powerful phrase therapists use to break through the emotional wall many teens put up. We often expect anxiety to be loud, tears, shaking, or obvious signs of distress. But for teens, anxiety is a master of disguise. It can look like irritability, one-word answers, complaining of constant stomach aches, or even overachieving because if they're not perfect, something bad might happen. One mom shared how her 15-year-old daughter went from being bubbly and social to suddenly avoiding family meals. Her grades were fine, but she was constantly tired. What the mom didn't know, her daughter was anxious every time she opened her phone, afraid of missing out or being judged. Anxiety doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. And unless you know what to listen for, it can go unnoticed until it erupts. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, nearly 1 in 3 teens experiences an anxiety disorder, but only 20% get help. Why teens are more anxious than ever? So, why are we seeing more anxiety in teens now than ever before? 3 major reasons. Constant comparison. Social media makes it almost impossible not to compare. Teens are scrolling through perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect relationships. What they don't see? The filter, the highlight reel. But their brains interpret it as, I'm not enough. Academic pressure. Between honors, classes, college expectations, and extracurriculars, many teens feel like they're running a race with no finish line. Lack of emotional tools. Let's face it, many teens haven't been taught how to sit with discomfort or how to process big feelings. Instead, they push it down until it explodes. But here's the good news. As a parent, you can be the anchor in their storm. And you don't need a psychology degree to start helping today. The subtle signs parents often miss. You know your child better than anyone, but even the most attentive parents miss the signs. Teen anxiety doesn't always look like distress. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight. Let's look at a few subtle red flags. Procrastination, not because they're lazy, but because they're paralyzed by perfectionism. Anger or sarcasm, often a mask for fear or internal pressure. Clinginess, yes. Even teens can become overly attached when they're feeling insecure. Physical symptoms, headaches, nausea, back pain, anxiety often shows up in the body before the mind. One dad shared how his 14-year-old son would throw tantrums over small things, like a video game glitch or a misplaced charger. What he later found out, his son was constantly anxious about failing in school and the game was the only place he felt in control. If your teen is suddenly different in a way you can't quite explain, don't ignore it. Behavior is a language, and anxiety is often trying to speak. What not to say when your teen is anxious? This part is important. When your teen opens Uber, even just shows signs your response matters more than you think. Here are 3 common phrases that actually shut down communication. It's not a big deal. What they hear, my feelings don't matter. You're overreacting. What they hear, something's wrong with me. When I was your age. What they hear, you don't get me. You don't have to say the perfect thing. But validation goes a long way. Try. That sounds really tough. Do you want to talk about it or just sit together? You don't have to go through this alone. The goal isn't to fix it in that moment. It's to be a safe space where your teen knows, I can bring my real self here. Because once your teen believes they can't be vulnerable with you, they'll look elsewhere or hide it altogether. Simple ways to support an anxious teen. Now that we know what not to do, here's what actually helps. 1. Create a calm routine. Teens thrive with structure. A predictable evening routine dinner, downtime, low-stress conversation helps lower their internal tension. 2. Normalize the conversation. Talk about mental health like you talk about physical health. Say things like, anxiety is normal. Everyone feels it sometimes. 3. Teach coping tools. Breathing exercises, journaling, short walks, cold water on the hands. These are small tools that teach teens how to regulate themselves. 4. Focus on connection, not control. The more anxious your teen becomes, the more they crave control over their life. Instead of pushing, try to partner with them. What would help right now can be more powerful than you need to. 5. Be the calm. Your tone becomes their template. If you respond with anxiety, they mirror it. When you model calmness 7 in heavy moments, you teach them it's safe to feel what they feel. And if your teen refuses to talk, that's okay too. Your consistent presence, your gentle check-ins, and your non-judgmental energy still speak volumes. Teen anxiety doesn't make you a bad parent. It doesn't make them broken. It's simply a signal that something inside needs more care. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to show up with compassion, with curiosity, and with the willingness to learn alongside them. Because the truth is, when a teen feels understood, not judged, they begin to heal. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more psychology-backed, real-talk parenting content. And remember, you're doing better than you think.